Hello again, it's Trudy here from HotPatterns with another fabulous new pattern just for you. This is our plain and simple essential shift dress and top, and it does exactly what it says on the envelope. It is plain and simple and it's essential. Now I thought for this one, we always say to you, oh, you can do lots of variations and you can do lots of things with our patterns. I thought for this one we wouldn't just tell you about it, I'd actually show you. So I've got 6 pieces to show you, all completely different, and I hope by showing you these it'll really demonstrate to you how, just with a slight change of fabric, different colour, maybe some different embellishments, you get a completely different look from this pattern, because it really is an incredibly good workhorse pattern. You'll have it forever and you'll wear it forever, I promise you. So we've got really with this pattern 2 different basic things. You've got your shift dress and you've got your top. You've got different sleeve length options. This is clearly the 3/4 one. There's also a short sleeve option. And you've got 2 different bodice fronts. One is the scoop neck like this. It's kind of, maybe call it a jewel neck-ish. And that one has a horizontal bust dart. You can't really see it in this, but in some of the other ones you'll see it very, very clearly. And the other bodice choice is a V-neck, quite a high V-neck with a French dart. Oh, and the dog explodes in misery. Anyway, so very, very useful, very essential, and very, very versatile. Now, this particular one, you can see it's a dress, and it's green. How green is this? It's gorgeous. This is a Kelly green burnout cotton rayon mix, which is actually semi-see-through. I mean, you can't see through it here, but it is ever so slightly, the burnout bits are very slightly semi-see-through. But for hot weather, for warm weather, this is perfect because it's so light. And I've also done on this one some kind of very cool embellishment. I've got some vintage trims. Jeremy's going to zoom in and have a look at these in a moment. I've got some vintage beads, some flat back beads from a really, really cool seller, an Etsy seller called CM7 Trims. I'll put it up on the comments later on so you can see that. And she sent me these really quickly and they're so good. So I did kind of like a necklace formation here, which is a really good thing to do if you're lazy like me. As in, you put the dress on and you're accessorised, you're done, you don't need anything else. So this is the first version I'm showing you. This is our very, very nice simple dress. It's really beautiful, very, very comfy, and it looks fabulous.
How long did that take you to sew?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, this one, probably about 2 hours. It's really quick and easy to do. What took me longer was actually the beading. The beading took me a whole episode of The Tudors and I think an episode of Scrubs, but that's an hour and a half. But I just did it in front of the TV, so it's really, really easy. So here's a close-up of the trim. You can see they are very lightweight acetate or plastic beads, and I chose those specifically so they wouldn't weigh the fabric down. The thing with using crystal or glass or stone beads on fabric is they can really droop and drag. And this one, this will actually go in the washing machine perfectly fine. And when I laid it out, Jeremy was wondering what on earth I was doing, because I laid it out and I used a little glue stick, just like a little normal glue stick your kids would have for school, to actually stick them on, just a little dab of that behind, and then I sewed them. And honestly, it makes life a lot easier when you're beading. So here, excuse me, here is a version of the tops. And this is quite clearly the scoop neck version. Now this one I have been inspired quite big time on this one by the Marnie of H&M collection. Marnie, you must know, is one of my absolute favourite design companies. I love, love, love their stuff. And when I heard that Marnie and H&M were doing a collaboration, I've been stalking the internet like a crazed fashion fangirl for months to find out where it's going to be, when it's going to be, what they're going to have. And then I found out and I was so happy. Until I found out that the nearest place I could get them was a 7-hour round trip away, and they weren't going to do in my size. So I was really peeved, so I thought, right, I'm going to see if I can make some of our patterns, style them like the Marnie collection. And I've done this one. Now if you look at the Marnie for H&M collection, you will see they have this great top. It's basically this. Their version has like a slightly darker brown leather front, but it's got the same kind of heathered cotton knit on the sleeves and on the back. But I did this in ultra suede and cotton interlock, easy peasy. Although I was very stupid and I put a centre back zipper, which I didn't need to do because I can get it on and off without. I put it on through cotton interlock and ultra suede. It was not a happy time for me, let me tell you. But this is very, very easy to put together. Looks really chic, looks really modern, great top for work. I mean, really perfect top for work. And you know, ultra suede, throw it in the washing machine. We love it.
What pants are you wearing with it?
Oh, the pants I'm wearing, these are kind of a mashup, I have to admit. They're kind of a mix of the plain and simple everyday pant with kind of a Marrakesh leg. And I made 2 pairs of these because I've been losing a little bit of weight and I needed some clothes. And so I've made these so I can just run them at the sides when they get too big. And they're slightly stretchy, kind of cottony, rayony mix, and they're really, really good. But they're a basic, Marrakesh leg. That's all you need to know. Marrakesh pant. We love our Marrakesh pants.
Would you like to wander towards us so we can
I will
have a
wander
better...
towards you, thank you.
Just to give us a twirl.
A twirl, okay. Check out that invisible zipper. Are you impressed?
That is invisible.
Especially when I didn't actually need to put it in, but anyway, that's a small detail. So here is our denim version. Well, it's actually a heavyweight chambray. This is the same fabric that I used for our boyfriend jeans recently, and it was the last bit of this fabric I had, and I really wanted a denim one of these because, as you can see, perfect everyday dress. I mean, really, it's so useful. Now, this one, I was kind of inspired a little bit for this version by a dress by J. Crew, which is actually available now. I can't remember what it's called, but what I do know is that they've done it in a really unpleasant mid-wash denim, which is what really put me off. But I love the idea of it, the kind of denim, the top stitching, it's all very groovy. And their version, of course, is very short and very tight, which is, not really what I want to be doing. So this is really the dress straight out of the envelope. There are no changes to this. This is it. This is what you get. This is the scoop neck version. You can see the horizontal bust darts. I know Jeremy's going to zoom in and have a look at the top stitching shortly. But it's a really easy, simple dress. It's it's fitted, but it's not tight. You've still got a shape. I mean, it goes in a little. There's no fitting through here. There's a tiny smidge to the centre back. In fact, we show you the centre back. See, so you have the centre back seams there and the horizontal seams as well. Now, the plus point with this is, if you make it in a denim, you'll find it's really useful. You can wear this to work quite easily, or you can wear it out for date night, drinks, whatever. It's a really perfect dress. So here's a little close-up for you. You can see we've got the top stitching detail here and across the darts here, which is a really important look for this because it kind of crisps everything up and makes it look good. And I just did kind of probably about 1/8 of an inch either side of the seam, and the same for the dart, and that worked really well. I did the same on the back. Let's have a look. You can see that. And the same all around the neckline too. So a very easy way to add a real bit of punch to this dress, nice bit of contrast top stitching. Oh, that's right, there's a couple of things I forgot to mention. First off, in the pattern you will find that for the hem, I've given you a shaped facing. That's what I would normally use. I certainly used it on other versions of this. But for this one you can see I've just done a deep-ish hem, because it's more of a kind of a jeansy look, and a facing I don't think would look so fabulous. And the other thing to mention to you is this. This took about, I'm going to say about 1 3/4 ish of denim. I say ish because it was kind of a strange shape. I had offcuts to use. And it took me really soup to nuts, start to finish, I promise you, no more than 2 hours. And if you look on the J. Crew website, you will see this dress. I believe it's $128, the version that they do of this dress. And I have to say, I think my return on investment is much bigger. Got a great dress for not much time, not much money, and it fits and looks fabulous. So here we have another version of the top. Pretty darn gorgeous, I think you have to agree. This is quite clearly the V-neck version. Again, you can see it's really not a low V at all. And I've made this from, again, a bit of a stash busting exercise. This is from a Giorgio Armani linen that I've had. I actually brought it with me from England. That's how old it is. And I've been in the States nearly 8 years, so I've had this a long time. So I used the Giorgio Armani olive linen, and I used this on the back. Check it out. That is a vintage rayon scarf. I often buy bunches of vintage scarves from eBay or Etsy or wherever, just because I like to play with them, chop them up, patchwork them together. But it looks really good on the back. And in fact, if you look at the centre back, this bit here, those bits are the corners there. So I just laid it out so that I got the bulk of the pattern across here. So it's a very pretty way to kind of add some detail, some back detail. And you can see at the front I've used the remainder of my lovely flat back beads that I use on the green dress. This one is more of a cascade pattern where you just kind of chop them on randomly and then glue them down and stitch them. It's really good. Now, this one I didn't put a zipper in at all, straight into it with no problem. I haven't actually decided on my sleeve length yet. These are actually cut to the 3/4 length. I just haven't hemmed them, I've just rolled them up because I'm kind of humming and high, I'm not sure. I actually might like keep them like this for a little while because they look quite cool. But the nice thing about this top, and all the tops that you can make from this, is they're really, really work appropriate. Not too tight, not too cleavagey, just really comfy. In fact, I would urge you to consider this as a woven t-shirt, kind of dressy woven t-shirt. And this one did not take long at all. Again, with the beading, hour maybe took me in front of the TV, no problem at all. And the whole thing in total, I mean, really less than 2 hours. It's very, very easy to do. So here is another lovely dress version. Now this one is kind of a little bit outside of my usual comfort zone, but I have to say I do love it for a number of reasons. One is, it's got this ruffly fringe at the bottom. What's not to like? And also, it was a real stash buster for me. I managed to use this trim with the white, the gross green ribbon with the white stitching, and this cotton eyelet, which has been mouldering in my stash for about 5 years, I promise you. And I finally just thought, I've got to use this, it's ridiculous. So this is the V-neck version. V-neck version, you can see it's quite a high V-neck. If I bend over, you can't see, there's no cleavage going on there, we're all good. So perfect work dress. It's got the French darts at the side here for bust allowance, and just really nice and simple. Now, the thing to bear in mind with this is, it's a very, very simple, oh, I've got a thread. It's a very, very simple kind of day dress look. You can see this is zhuzhed up. So it's quite a dressy version of it. If I was going to have a party, or kind of, you know, like a casual party, this would be really, really good. It's not, like I say, my normal look at all, but I think it's really cool in a very kind of retro, vintagey way, which is really pretty. Now, I got the trim for this brilliant vintage fringe. This is made from like looped rayon ribbon. It was hideously expensive. I don't even want to think about how much it was. It's by a very, very, very nice seller. She's got an eBay store and an Etsy store, and her store name is Linens and Laurels. So if you want this fringing, and it is gorgeous, she has lots of different colours, you need to go there. We've got one layer here, and on the skirt we have 2 layers. So fabulous. But once again, this is it straight out of the envelope. Haven't changed anything to it. This is it. This is how you do it. The other thing to point out to you about this one is, I haven't put a zipper in it, only because I couldn't find a black invisible zipper when I was making it. You don't actually need a zipper for this. You can have it if you want. It's really up to you. You can get it on and off quite easily without. And you've got a choice. You can put the zipper in the side seams, in the centre back, which I have to tell you I hate because I don't live in Downton Abbey. I haven't got a ladies' maid, so I hate back zippers. Or you can put it in the centre front. Really your choice. But if you don't want to use a zipper, you don't have to. But apart from that, you need to make one like this.
Can you wander a little closer and let's get some close-ups on those?
You can close up for me.
Okay, stop about there.
I will stop there.
Okay.
Can I ruffle a bit?
Go back a bit. Just go back a bit.
Just do that.
There you go, just shows that skirt hem with your press
Okay,
hem.
the skirt hem there.
Yeah.
It's got 2 layers of the looped fringing,
okay,
and it's got one piece of this grey ribbon with the white stitching, and it looks fabulous. Oh, I should tell you, I should go back here actually, and I should tell you the inspiration for this one was actually a Stella McCartney dress, and you'll see lots and lots and lots of these types of dresses around at the moment. Black lace with kind of a nude lining underneath, and then sort of sleeves with no lining at all. And I kept seeing these dresses, and they're really, really pretty, but when I tried it with nude lining underneath, it wasn't a very good look for me at all. So I just underlined it with a white cotton batiste. So it's really, really lightweight, but it has got some substance, and it is not see-through. Always a good point. So I thought I'd finish off for you with something that's a bit zhuzhy and a bit sparkly, because, you know, much as I think I'm a minimalist girl, truthfully I'm not. I like it glittery. So this is the top version with the V-neck. Pretty much straight out of the envelope. I haven't really done anything to it apart from one very, very important thing, which is I pinned together the bodice and the skirt parts of the top along the waist seam, because this is made from a vintage beaded sari, and I didn't want to have, I wanted to basically have as few seams as possible, because when you're dealing with stuff like this is chiffon, my least favourite fabric in the world to work with because it slits around like crazy, and it's covered in beads, which when you cut into them and you sew them, they ping off, they ricochet around the place. They're really, really tricky to do. But I have to tell you, much as this was a pain to make, it was an absolute bear to make, it was also really enjoyable because it was like woman versus fabric, and I was going to win, and I did. I won completely. So yes, this is my sari version. It's made from a really nice sari. The sari I got ages ago from a seller on eBay, and I think it actually cost me about $15, including the shipping. They call them vintage saris. They're not vintage at all. They're just old. They're just pre-used. And this came into me absolutely smelling awful. Threw it in the washing machine, threw it in the dryer, came out beautiful. Honestly, they're really, really hard wearing. And so cutting this, it was the important thing was to make the most of the sari. So this is the feature here. Oh, and the other thing I have to show you, because I'm feeling very swanky about this, is that it's got an invisible centre front zipper. In fact, I'm going to do the darn thing. There. Are you impressed? You should be impressed. I had to put a huge... Well, I didn't have to, I didn't have to, but I wanted to. Put a huge kind of crystal on there to cover up the zipper pull, and two at the side there like that. But I think it's a fab top. It's a really nice thing to wear for kind of a casual evening. You could even wear this with jeans, and it could be nice for going out for drinks or what have you. But my whole point with this is, I wanted to illustrate for you how versatile this pattern is, and it really, really is. You've seen we've had dressy looks, we've had daytime looks, sparkly things, you know, groovy things, all different kinds of things from one pattern with really minimal alterations. The main thing I've done is probably, I don't know, chopped an inch off the sleeve or put the zipper in the centre front. That's it. There's been nothing major going on at all. So I highly recommend this pattern. Of course I do. I think it's fabulous, and you're going to love it too. Thank you so much for watching.